Yo, just recording a how-to video on for using the M8 to sequence the P6, and it's like, you know what? Keep playing around a little bit. If people have questions, feel free to shoot away. Happy to answer what I can. Like a half hour, maybe 45 minutes I can play around. But basically, what's going on right now is the output for the P6 is going to the input on the M8, and the M8 is just sending MIDI sequence data out the MIDI port and into the Roland P6. So all the audio right now is currently coming off of the P6 and allows me to do some fun stuff like drop in the looper. We could go backwards, forwards, go into filter and get some crazy distortion if we want. Maybe not that much resonance, but I can kind of do this stuff live if I wanted to. And another fun thing you can do is if you change, basically I'm using the auto channel or the A channel on the Roland P6, which is channel 15 by default. And what's happening is it's basically using the keyboard to play a sound. And in this case, these are the different chops that I recorded in for a drum kit. So if I change whatever the currently selected sound is, I can switch over to a different kit. There's nothing on this one. We can move over. So this might even just be a kick. I don't know. Let's stop. Oh, this is a problem. I forgot. If you stop playing, it's not a problem. It's just the way that it works is I chose to use the external instrument. So when it sends MIDI out, it will also keep the input port open. And if I stop playing, it immediately closes down the input or the audio input. Not a problem, but just the way it works. So we can do all kinds of ratchets and other crazy stuff, and I can just keep using the same instrument. So if I want to use that little tiny Vox, just grab it. Now it's part of the pattern. And then like we could program in, oops, I was gonna, the wrong button. Doing this at an angle is messing with my brain a tiny bit. That's all right. We could roll into a ratchet here. We could choose to even just have a chance for this to happen so it doesn't happen all the time. Or we could go like nth and have it do it once in a while. So right now it's 40% of the time it's going to do that. Roll. Let's move that over. What I'm thinking of doing is randomizing what the ratchet is, which is going to require me to move stuff around a little. So I want the chance, then I want this, and then I want randomize left. And I want that to be random. I want the first digit over here. Hey, what's up, man? It is the combo. I've been probably talking about it for a while. Let's get rid of that. So, how are you guys doing? Having a good day, hopefully. It's been a little rainy over here, but it's all good. Got my poster all printed out and ready to bring to the conference I'll be at next week. So, do a presentation. But Yeah, so try to like, because I have enough randomness going on here. I'm not sure it's triggering the way I want it to. Oh, that's probably needs to be 100%, right? Yeah. So I basically set the chance to be 0% for the right side to trigger. Which maybe is a little much. Maybe we want 73. Day off. I did not get a day off. I actually think I got a couple emails coming in that I got to respond to get ready for this conference next week, but we'll get there. We'll see what other... I'm gonna see if I get like a crash. I kinda like that. Kind of a crash. Actually, so I want these to be probably empty. Then we want the last one to have the crash on it. So it's like gonna be A7 probably. See if it works. Anything I'm not a fan of on the P6? Good question. The battery life. That's probably the biggest one for me. I've been using it enough that it, every time I try and go do something with it, I'm like, I really want to recharge it, and then I end up with USB ground loop noise, which is not my favorite. I think it pairs really nicely with a lot of devices. I would put it right in the same camp as the SP404 Mark II, that it's just a nice Swiss Army knife kind of thing where it's like it functions as its own audio interface. You can connect it up to your phone or iPad or computer really easily. I mean, it, as far as I can tell, loves the M8. I mean, I can do some like crazy sounds on it. Like it's very like easy to just be hands-on on a few of these things where if I want to, you know, drop it down, just play with it around with a pitch, I can do that super easy. I was watching was it yesterday? 2 days ago? Maybe it was 2 days ago. DiBiase was doing a video where he was using the P6 and recording chops, and it, I think from the MPC, might have been his computer, not sure, but he was basically doing the sample chop mode and was recording in chops. I was like, great idea. I've been more thinking like, how do I get drum kits over here and play with it? But obviously, I mean, I've recorded in like full loops and then messed with them, but doing chops on it, I was like, I could absolutely do some crazy stuff with the M8 to program in and sequence some chops and stuff. So yeah, I think that's cool. It is very restrictive that really like I'm taking advantage of the auto channel or the A channel, which basically allows you to play one sample chromatically across the keyboard. It's kind of like chromatic mode on the SP404 Mark II, that you can only do one. And it's both a nice limit because it forces you to think about what you want to do. And pitch controlling is not from the M8. I was just turning the knob. But it's nice because I can just like do this and still be playing synths and things on the M8 and not have to, I can kind of do it separately. So, I haven't looked at the full MIDI chart yet to see how much you can automate for MIDI CC stuff. I know you can do program changes in a few things from the M8 to get it over to the P6, but I haven't checked to see if like, can I toggle the filter on and off, for example. I don't know if you can do that, but it does sound nice to be able to kind of play with, or you know, do the lo-fi button to get like some of that extra grit in there. So I don't know if I'm giving you a good answer or not, or rambling, maybe somewhere in between. But I like the two together. I think it's a really good pair, and it's much more compact and portable. So I can throw this in a backpack, or put it in even like pockets in my hoodie or something. And you only really need headphones and 2 cables. So, you're getting an M8, man? Well, as I think I told you last time, if you got any questions, feel free to drop them either an email or on a YouTube comment or something. Happy to try and go through and explain whatever I can. I am definitely by no means close to a master on the M8, but I'm finding my way around it pretty quickly and trying to force myself into thinking about how it works differently, so I can get out of some old habits, I guess. But yeah, even weird, you can come in and adjust the start of the sample, and you'll hear it's going to shift all the notes. So now we're getting it's off. You get some, they don't all sound great. Like that doesn't sound that good, but you can hear it's doing weird stuff to the samples, which I think if you can even just be aware that you can do that, I think you can do some really fun, wacky things for just having a groove where you're just hit a drop and get some sounds people would just not expect. That just, I don't know, to me, that sounds really cool for to do that for a bar and then come back to your normal sound. I don't know if you guys think it's cool, but I get into the weird glitchy space. And I haven't even really dug super deep into all these PENV voice filter and mixer settings. So I would say I feel I know just about everything there is to know about the SP404 Mark II. There's still a ton of stuff for me to figure out on the P6. So I've been having fun just digging into it and trying out some stuff. It also figured it's probably a good time to start trying to do more videos for folks to explain how to use the M8 or some other stuff. Yeah, I feel these two are going to be best friends in my setup for a while, and it's super easy. It's just throw. The only problem is these are 1-foot TRS cables, so I probably should find some longer ones that are good quality, because I can't go more than about half an inch this way, or I have to kind of stack them that way, which isn't super easy to do. But I still have, for this setup, I still have USB-C here and USB-C here, and both of these will work as USB audio devices, so I could hook up my phone to the M8 and an iPad or computer or whatever to the P6 and just add in some more devices without still not having to deal with a mixer or other things. So definitely some things I'm going to keep kind of playing with and exploring to see where they go. But yeah, and this is just drum percussion stuff. I haven't even gotten into trying to add in bass or something. I don't have the Tracker Plus, and I don't really have any opinions on it. Yeah, I don't know, man. If you play around with it, let me know. I'm kind of in I'm willing to get back into learning one tracker, but maybe two, but I don't know if I'm going to get into Tracker Plus or any of the Polyend stuff or anything right now. I think if somebody handed me one to play with, I'd be happy to mess around with it. I mean, the what is it, the Play Mini, or is it the Tracker Mini? I think it's a Tracker Mini. It does look cool, but I just haven't gotten there yet. But because you can change these, I think that's just a single sample that's now being kind of stretched out. I do think I want to think more consciously about what I'm doing for recording in drum kits so that I make sure I have them on the same drums, more or less on the same thing. Right now, the P6 out is going to the M8 in, then the M8 MIDI out is going to the P6 MIDI in. So that's really the only two TRS cables that are doing any of the heavy lifting. And then I have just the output here is going into my patch bay, which then goes out to the mixer to get the audio out so that you can hear it over on OBS. We're in the middle of not buying anything music related gear until November 21st. I broke down and actually did order a Move, so I will definitely be playing around with that. That's something I'm curious to see how it integrates with this stuff. I suspect it will be a nice notepad, but the M8 is doing MIDI sync. The M8 is sending all the MIDI notes. So basically, I've got this external, and then I'd have it going to MIDI channel 15, which is the A channel. And that's what is controlling the, so I can sequence everything really quick over here. So if I wanted to come in, I'll just select all these, make a copy, go down to like here. I'll paste it a couple times. Let me do this. So I'm gonna create create FE and FD just so I have them. So I can basically either skip or stop patterns, but I can then like sequence this really quickly and just have like the drums move around. So the MIDI notes are triggering on the P6. So it's only the P6 that's playing right now. Yes. So yeah, I'm sure you can do this with a Tracker Plus as well. Like there's nothing special about what I'm doing with the M8 that another tracker couldn't do with the P6, other than like maybe like some of like the specific things I'm doing to maybe a couple things that the tracker can't do, but that I would not be aware of. Okay, let's get the kill commands built, and then I can do like, let's get rid of this guy talking all the time. Oh, of course that's the only one that's going. All right, let's pick something else. We'll just start with kick. So just so you can see, like I can come in here real quick and just draw in whatever I want for sequences. And then I can copy this, bring things in and out. Just to, doing it wrong. So yeah, we have like a sequence here that'll just kind of goof around. Yeah, I'm basically just using the sequencer from the M8. So if you, like, I haven't it's not public yet, but I did those two videos I did that after I was talking about DiBiase on his stream, he was using the OPZ in the P6, and I was just giving him some suggestions of some things to try as I was kind of testing it out while he was on stream, and just did a video to go over that. And then he was saying he was using the MPC to sequence, and I just did another video to show how to do some of that stuff. I think there's a couple other specific things he's trying to do that I didn't quite get, but yeah, you get an external sequencer. I actually think the P6 sequencer is quite good, but there's like crazy stuff you can do on like some other setups. I mean, like I don't know what the PPQN is on the P6. It might be 480 like the SP404 Mark II, but I mean the MPC's got a 960 PPQN, so you can get like really. I guarantee the MPC has a higher parts per quarter note than the P6 does. But as I said, I haven't like looked into it to see exactly what they say it is. But I do think you have 120 steps that you can do to kind of move samples around. So definitely crazy stuff you could do. Whereas on the flip side, the M8 is 24 parts per quarter note. So I would say probably more, in some ways might be more timing accurate, but doesn't have as many places for you to slot in notes. So you have to do like other tricks to move notes around if you want, like inserting white space or like silence in front of notes and things. Yeah. Hey, happy to spread the information. I know this is probably getting lame listening to because it's been the same thing forever. Let's see what else we have. I keep forgetting. Let's go do this. Go crank up. Yeah, so again, like if I'm more conscious about what I'm doing for creating kits here, I can switch out to different drum kits and very quick use the exact same pattern on the M8 and start playing different sounds. What do you listen to people complain about for? Like, is that YouTube complaints or something else? Yeah, as I said though, the only thing I just wish is we could like have like one more track that you could send to for this stuff, but we got what we got. Let's go scatter. Get really nuts. I think there's like just too many kick drums there. I don't know if you're listening to people complain in your life in general, or are they complaining about life in general? Sounds like they got too much free time. They need more hobbies. Yeah, like we can even like. I haven't figured out how to quick stop. Yeah, because it goes to copy if you do shift copy. This is like a long loop. I think this is not that long. That one's longer. So I think what I found is you got to play a pattern and then stop it to get it to stop, but never too many kick drums. Not sure I agree with that. This one I think is long. This I recorded. I was looking at doing one of the. Well, even that one's not that long. There's a couple in there that are long. I know I was trying to. That I believe was the last, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago now, for one of the STBB Forever beat battles, and I didn't finish the track. Yeah, just double tap play, I guess. Yeah, I have to say, I mean, the P6 is pretty solid. And it does have a good way of resampling stuff. I mean, like we can come in and go to bank E. All right, so we just got like this simple drum kit. I can go resample playing what I have on the M8. So I can go like sample And I'm going to hit delete so it's not picking up from the mic, because you can see there's a mic right there. It was picking me up talking, which I didn't want on the sample. But I can come in here, hit this, hit standby. Actually, before we do this, I gotta go lo-fi. To have it long enough to be able to record this, the samples I just, for the sequence I was just doing, go into lo-fi mode. Let's, wait, I don't want it that low. Let's go 14.7 and we'll go mono. Sounds good. Get some more sample time out of it. Hit the pad, hit sample. It's on standby. So as soon as I hit play, what did I do wrong? Why is it not playing these? Oh, because we're not on that sample. I will have to think about how to get this to work correctly, but apparently we're recording it with the sequence with this other sample cassette. It's going to keep going. With a lot of kicks in it. So what I probably would need, okay, I know what the process for this will be. It's going to be silly. Let's stop this from playing. Okay. So that's what we just sampled. I'm going to put gate mode on it. So, I don't really care about this, so we're just going to delete these. I think I can do this to get that original loop sampled over. Delete that. All right, so I want to sample here so that when I flip over, it will then immediately start recording because it will start actually playing. Let's go sample, pad 1, and lo-fi, we want to go down to 14.7. Want to make sure we're on mono. Got that. So we're going to have plenty of sample time to do this. I will hit play and switch over. No. We're on the wrong bank. Sample, standby. There we go. Okay, we're recording. So we'll get like some of this like pattern stuff. I think I missed like the first couple kicks or something. I think we're a little loud. That's fine. It's fine. We're just experimenting. Okay, we're out of sample time. But let's see how this sounds. Stop this playing. Put the lo-fi on. I mean, other than sounding a little bit like it's been, the biggest change is just the high-end frequency just mostly sounds quite a bit subdued, which is what you'd expect from lowering your sample rate. Now our pitch and our tempo is locked to our pitch. That would be one nice thing, is maybe a decent time stretch, but I don't think we're going to get a time stretch on the P6. I wonder what other, you know, you could, we're over here, we could delete this. We could come back here, we could crank the pitch way up. It's fine. Let's not go plus 24, that's too much. We'll go 12. We will, wait, I was on the wrong bank, wasn't I? Okay. Plus 12. We'll switch back to E. We'll do the same thing with the resample trick that we had to do. So we'll go sample, 14.7, pick pad 1, make sure we're on mono, hit sample, so we're in standby, flip over to the bank, hit play. So now everything's pitched up. To get it to be playing at the right pitch, I gotta bring it back down 12 semitones, but it's gonna play at half speed. If you follow all that. Cool. All right, so stop playing this. Go to bank E, still going. So now it's playing at the right, should be playing at the right pitch, but we've like, because we pitched everything up, it's playing half speed and gonna be really degraded. That sounds pretty cool. This, like, it's another like thing that I could see being a good trick for doing like a quick drop or something. It just gives it a different tone. How do we like it with lo-fi? It's a little crunchy on the high end. But I think that I can at least, I understand what you need to do to resample and have it. My concern is that you have to do it that way. I'm going to try playing around with some more stuff. And my concern is once you select another pad, it's going to start recording immediately. I mean, it's not, there's things that I really like about the S950, but I gotta say, like, that sounds pretty cool. I can work with that. If you're still out there, anything you wanted me to try on the P6? Otherwise, I'm gonna go check the time and stuff. Shouldn't be too hard to find loop points and things on that. Yeah, it's a little nuts. Could be Qbert style. Probably to like get some groove on it, would have to then resample it and back into the M8 and do some stuff. But because I don't think there was any like groove stuff on here like there is on the SP404 Mark II. Well, I'm still learning stuff, as I said. See how if we like a moving start 1. What's the max? 255. So maybe it just is doing 256 slices. Like, what happens if we do 128? It sounds like it's chopped weird. I would have thought that'd be like halfway. 136 seemed like it was maybe lined up okay. We'll just go up to the top so we just know everything should be playing. Yeah, well, I know there's shuffle on the patterns for the P6, but there's not. There's shuffle for the P6 pattern, so I can move notes around, but it, like, once you've got something resampled, you'd have to slice it up to be able to change the shuffle or groove on it. And I think at that point, I would probably put it back on the M8 or something. I don't know. We'll see. I gotta mess with it. What else can we mess with? I don't know. Yeah, I feel like there's like a lot to explore in here, especially given the size of it. And that's not to say I'm bored of the MPC or the SP404 Mark II at all, but I'm going to be going on a trip next week for 5 days or so and trying to figure out what small few things I'll bring with me to play around. As I said, I think it's going to be the M8 and the P6, and beyond that, I don't know if I need anything else. I seem to be doing some pretty fun stuff here. So now I just need to get out and get back into recording drum kits, maybe do some play around with sample chops, and figure out where to go from there. Just kind of chopping stuff up. Could probably, could probably do chops really easy on the M8. I mean, if you haven't gotten a good card, I mean, I got a 512 gig card in here, and it's like probably too much stuff already loaded on it. But anyway, I think I'm gonna drop, take care of the dogs and stuff, but get something to drink. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys. Keep having fun, keep making music, keep asking questions. Happy to try and answer stuff for you guys. And as always, peace.